Hi guys, so let's do our daily energy clearing. My name is Lindsay. I do healings for twin flames and light workers. So if you like more of these videos, be sure to subscribe and give this video a thumbs up. So today we're going to be working with the flowers. That's why I wear my flower crown. We're going to work with flower cards. So let's call upon God, source, angels, and guides, and the highest beings of infinite love and infinite light to help with this healing. Allow this healing to go to you, your twin flame, your loved ones, the entire collective, and beyond. This is something better for the highest and the greatest good of all. So, I love flowers, right? I think I use these cards a few times every week. It's just so nice. Flowers are very powerful. Okay. This card. Yes, okay. So the card says release all anger. It's so funny because we've been working on this. This was what was going on in this week's healing download. If you haven't checked it out, we did a lot of anger releasing because of anger, of course. I mean, we can store anger in various parts of the body because when I do sessions on clients, I can find the anger in the heart. Main places I find is the heart. Also, you can get stuck in the head, so I do healing to help you to release that, to bring it down. Also, you can have anger, lots of anger in the root chakra, right? That's from like early childhood, inner child, also past life. It can also be collective anger, and then sacral chakra, you find a lot of anger. But basically, you can find anger in all the energy bodies and even in the organs, right? Like the liver can store a lot of anger. So I think it just depends where you enjoy storing your anger, where you're avoiding yourself, right? A lot of times for light workers it's hard, it's a challenge to deal with anger because we don't want to feel angry, right? You want to be all nice and happy and all love and light, and you don't want to feel, we don't want to have conflict. This is like for the really sensitive, right, empathic light workers. That's how I used to be. I didn't want to feel my anger. I didn't want to look at the dark stuff. Like that's just uncomfortable, and having to like speak up and say how you really feel, man, I just want to avoid all of that. So that's how I used to be. But like I said, the more you can get into your power, the more you can feel safe and secure to express yourself and be able to come from love and know that when you express yourself, it's okay because you have to, right? It's like you have to let people know how to treat you and how to what your boundaries are. So yesterday's video was about that, just helping you to stand your ground, know who you truly are, and then it's easier to stand your ground, and it's easier to speak up, and then you feel more comfortable with expressing yourself, including anger. Also, if you haven't got this week's healing download, check that one out because it's about divine feminine and divine masculine healing. So our inner male and our inner female within us can also hold a lot of anger. If we're still holding on to anger, we can be anger towards ourselves, which is a big common one that comes up. Also, you can be angry at your twin flame from like lifetimes ago and not realize it because it's still like in the subconscious or parts of your soul. But yeah, that will definitely impact the union, right? And they could also still be having anger towards you or towards themselves, etc., or towards other people. But it doesn't matter who you're angry at, really, because the anger, like I said, is going to block you from really feeling more love and joy in your life. And that's going to impact your life, right? So you want to be able to have a healthy way to release anger and let it go, right? Acknowledge that you feel that way and be able to let it go. So this card is the flower is a snapdragon. Look how beautiful. It's like red, orange, yellow, so all the lower chakras, right? Don't give power to negative words by saying them. Speak from your higher self and make your communications peaceful and loving. So that's kind of true. But sometimes you have to say, not like be negative just to be negative, but sometimes you have to express yourself. So it's okay. Like if you need to swear or curse or let it out, then you just let it out. I just don't recommend doing it to another person because that usually doesn't go well. So don't do that, especially don't do it to your twin flame. But and usually most of the time when you think you're angry at the person, you're actually not angry at them. It's actually they're just triggering the anger within you that you haven't dealt with, right? So usually that person is not who you're actually angry with. They're just a trigger. So I don't recommend that, but I do recommend if you do need to get it out, find a way to get it out. Like, it's okay to yell and swear. I actually go once a week. I go to what do I call it? It's a half trigger point class and a yoga class. The trigger point class, you use the tennis balls and we just lie on it. Like, we lie on like maybe on the arm, or like we put them in behind our back, and then you just hold it there, and a lot of stuff can come to the surface because we store a lot of stuff in our energy bodies, right? So sometimes there's a lot of anger that comes up. So in our class, it's like, okay, it's okay to just say whatever's coming up. So sometimes I'm just like swearing and yelling, and it's just so funny. It's just so funny because everyone's just like letting things go, but like it's okay because it's not coming from a place of judgment, and I'm not saying like, oh, I feel bad to feel this way, like I feel bad to feel angry. I'm like, no, I just gotta let it go, just let it out, and then you're free of it, right? And it's not in a way that has to be harmful or hurtful for anyone. So I think it's okay. You gotta let it out, but then you don't want to linger in it, right? You don't want to keep repeating it, right? You want to let it go so you can be free, but you don't want to keep like talking about it over and over and discussing it over and over, right? You gotta tell your friend about how this person hurt you and made you angry. Then you gotta tell your other friend, and then you're just repeating the story. I think that's what the card means. It's like you don't want to keep like repeating it because you're just building more energy upon it. You want to face it, deal with it, and explore it, and just ask yourself, why am I feeling this way? Why am I feeling angry? Or if it's like something from the past, it'd be like, all right, it's time I can let this go now. I don't have to hold on to it. You can even ask your angels and guides, like, what is the highest perspective of this situation? Like, what is this anger trying to show me or teach me, right? And then when you have that awareness, then it can release on its own too, and then that's how you let it go, right? So like through intention and through awareness is also super important, so that way it's not staying stuck in your body and cause issues, because the anger, it can turn into a block, and the blocks get bigger and bigger, and then it starts to block up your energies. That's how you start to not feel good, right? Especially if you're holding it a lot in the heart, then the heart's blocked from allowing love, receiving love. You can start to feel numb, you can start to feel sad, right? So many different things can happen. So I just have to, there, my pendulum was stuck. I'm going to help you to release anger. So open to receiving this, just type in the comments below. I'm going to help you to let go of whatever it is that you're holding on to. Feeling a lot of grudges towards yourself, and towards your twin flame, and towards your family, especially towards your mother, towards your father. So a lot of this is just really old, right? It can just be grudges from when you were a child. Maybe you didn't get what you wanted, or maybe you were expressing yourself and you felt like they were not listening to you, or they were too busy, so then you held it in, right? Or maybe someone told you shouldn't feel that way, right? Like you shouldn't be throwing a tantrum, right? Calm down. And then you're like, oh, being angry is bad, expressing anger is bad, and then you just learn to hold it in, right? And don't let it out. When all you had to do is just let it go and let it out, and then you're done with it, right? You're just like, let it out. I feel angry about this, but I'm going to let it go because I'm going to see the higher perspective and what I'm learning from this. A lot of times also anger has to do with boundaries. So anger teaches us where we need better boundaries, right? Someone's making you angry, then you have to let them know, like, I don't like when you do this. I feel really upset when you do this. And that also creates the boundary when you let them know, right? Especially if they keep doing it. Or you want to set a boundary within yourself, an energetic boundary, to say, like, I no longer allow this, right? Someone, oh, hold on. Okay, it flew out of my head. If someone is, like, let's say they're disrespecting you, then you want to create a boundary saying, I no longer allow people to disrespect me, right? I only allow respectful, loving, kind interactions with people. So you want to state that boundary. And then guess what happens when you start to claim your power and state boundaries like that? Either the person shifts their energy, or they're not going to really talk to you because they can't. I notice this a lot. They will start to shift their energy and how they treat you because you started to claim your boundaries and started to claim that, hey, I don't deserve to be disrespected. I deserve loving interactions and loving interactions, right? So that's just one example. So just think about whatever it is that you're angry at, whatever it is that, especially if it's a pattern, and you want to see like why you're allowing that, and now you're no longer going to allow it, and you're going to learn from it. So you want to learn the lessons, right? And then you can have your boundaries and state your boundaries of what you want to allow and don't allow in your life. Because sometimes, even though we have the boundaries, sometimes someone's just going to keep triggering us because we have like stored energy or stored anger within us. So sometimes that is the way of the universe helping us, right? And if you want to look at it from the twin flame perspective, a twin flame is like our biggest trigger. The twin flame is going to keep triggering all the old wounds, especially the really deep core wounds, right? So if you still have a lot of anger stored in there, they're going to show that, right? They're going to do things to help you to bring it out until you be able to face it, right? Face it and acknowledge it and release it, let go, and be able to accept all parts of you. All emotions are valid. They're all trying to show you and teach you things. So, so yeah, that was the Archangel Metatron. He is doing most of the talking in this video. He's all about helping you to take action and move forward in your life. So Archangel Michael and Archangel Metatron, they work together a lot. They're all about empowerment, and Archangel Metatron really very fiery. He really likes to help like make you to be, not like force you to do anything. Of course, their angels do not force you to do anything, but he's gonna help you to see who you truly are, right? Which is, you deserve love, you deserve respect, you are worthy, right? You are so worthy. So he's gonna help you to see that. He's gonna light the fire so that you can see it. And sometimes it's going to be uncomfortable because you're going to be doing things that are different, right? Especially if you have a hard time speaking up. It's going to feel scary sometimes. It might feel uncomfortable. But I'll tell you, when you're able to do it and be in acceptance of all your feelings and emotions, oh my God, it feels so liberating. You're going to feel so good. You're going to want to express yourself all the time once you know how good it feels. Because I've been there. I know what it's like to not feel afraid to say how I feel. And now I've got a lot better at doing that, and it's so different. It's so different. This life is so much better. So, yeah, you can, let me think. What's the question of the day? Question of the day is, what's your favorite way to express yourself? So what's your favorite way to like a creative outlet to express yourself? So if you feel guided, you can share below in the comments. And yeah, for me, like I said, it's going to the trigger point class. What else? I also like to write, and I like to draw, so like artwork, and I like to collages. It's kind of like a combination, right? Collaging and drawing in my bullet journal. It helps me to create. Also, just writing down all my feelings in a journal, that helps too. And I think that's really important for really sensitive people. You need to have an outlet to express yourself. If not, you're gonna get stuck inside, and that's how you start to not feel good, because we feel so much. We feel everything, right? We're feeling the planets. We're feeling everything. So you need to find a way to express it so that you can use it to create instead of having it bog you down or seeing it as a bad thing. Just use it to express and create and love and dream. So it's all good. So yeah, sending you lots and lots of love. Be sure to check this week's healing download, Divine Feminine, Divine Masculine, because when you get your inner female and inner masculine working together, it does get easier to express yourself, because you feel safe, because to have both sides of you working together as a team. Also, if you want to work with me and get a personalized session, we can do that as well and help you to work on anything like empath related, light worker, twin flame healing, whatever it is that you want to work on. So just let me know, and I will see you tomorrow. Bye.